Hey guys, my name is Ben and you're watching some highlights gameplay playing the map Drone, playing the game type Domination. Now, what I want to be talking about in this game could be perceived as controversial. Maybe not controversial, but it may put me in a light where I don't particularly want to be in. So I'm playing the Boot Camp Objective game mode, not because I'm a bad player, because for a multitude of reasons I've chosen to play this game mode, part of which is connection. Don't really want to get into that, but the connection is much better in this and is much more enjoyable to play from that standpoint. But the main reason is that the lobbies, it's the lobbies why I'm playing it. Not because they're all bad, some of them are incredibly bad, some of them not quite so bad. But it brings balance, back to the force, balance back to the game. Now, in Call of Duties from the past, we've expected to go into lobbies where we're going to have a combination of good players and bad players, and that was a perfect combination. You know, that was a perfect combination for a first-person shooter. Whereas in this Call of Duty, obviously we're playing against players who are always, generally speaking, going to be of a similar caliber to ourselves, and I think that probably detracts from the enjoyment levels of the game, in my personal opinion. Not to say, of course, that I don't like playing against people of the same caliber as myself, because some of the most enjoyment I've taken from this game so far is actually playing in the league play. So there's no question that, you know, Ben, you're just a little bitch, you're just playing against bots and bad people. You know, that's not the case whatsoever. You know, some of the players that I've played against in this, you know, some of the human control players, have been really, really strong players. They've had, you know, better score per minutes than me, you know, much higher KDs than me, and it's been fantastic. You know, I don't mind that I'm playing against someone who's quite superior to myself, because it's balanced, because I'm also playing against people who are essentially worse than me, whether they are controlled by the AIs, the bots, or whether they are controlled by the players themselves. So it brings that combination which should be in every single Call of Duty, where it's based around, sorry, it's not based around, you know, your score per minute matchmaking nonsense, whatever it is. It's balanced. You know, you're playing against the good and the bad at the same time, and it makes for a much more enjoyable game for the average player. I guess for the, you know, very poor player, it's probably not quite as enjoyable. But for the good players, for the really good players, you know, it's more enjoyable for them to be playing against a combination of good and bad players. Because a lot of these good players, now, when I talk about this, obviously I want to make it abundantly clear straight away that I'm not slating anybody, I'm not slagging anybody off. Because the types of players that I'm going to talk about, I've got an incredible amount of respect for, because they are incredible players. They've got an incredible amount of skill, and are just absolute tanks at the game. But when you're watching a gameplay that is comprised of these super duper kill streaks and scores that are incredible, superhuman scores of like 150 upwards or whatever, it's not real. You know, these players are spending time in dozens of different lobbies trying to get a feel for the lobbies. If they're a decent lobby, they leave. If it's a, you know, really easy lobby, they'll stay and they'll just plow down everybody and get these incredible scores. You know, that is how people get the incredible score lines that they do. They lobby shop. You know, they will constantly surf around the lobbies, try and find an easy lobby to play against. Obviously, the other way people are doing it is because it's the matchmaking is based around your score per minute, or skill, or whatever you want to be calling it. They're getting a weak player to be a party leader, and then they're just going into a game with them, and then it's based around their ability rather than you know, the good person's ability. You know, that's the other way they're doing it, and obviously reverse boosting. You know, there's a lot of ways where people are getting into the good lobbies, but through ways that are essentially no different to what I'm doing now. The only difference between what they do and what I'm doing right now is the fact that I'm making it blatantly obvious what I'm doing. You know, I'm not trying to pull the wool over anyone's eyes and say, oh my god, I got an incredible game, I got so many kills, I got these awesome kill streaks. You know, I'm not, you know, saying that. I'm saying that I've got it's an enjoyable game to probably watch in the background, but you have to bear in mind that some of the players are bot controlled and some are human controlled. But, you know, it's just the way it is. It's probably no difference. You know, the players that they're playing against when they're getting these 150 kill gameplays are probably of the same skill level as the bots anyway. Except the only difference is, you know, the name above their head. So that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. You know, the fact that there's no difference between playing in the objective game mode. If you want to be going out and getting decent games, or playing in the public matches, except connection is much better in this because you are playing against connections, you're playing against less connections, if that makes sense. But that is all I've got time to say for today, guys. I hope you guys have thoroughly enjoyed today's video, and if you have, fantastic, sub for more content to come. And if you haven't, I do apologise. Maybe check out some of my other videos, see if I can change your opinion on me. But other than that, I'm done. Have a good day.